just like to think.
Hey guys, Gemma from ASD Rocks. I just want to talk to you a little bit about my journey over the last couple of just going to close that a little bit. My journey over the last couple of months, I guess. Yes, darling.
I didn't know you were about to record.
So,
and you just started recording. Like, I had no idea this was about to happen. So I'll just leave and you can retry that.
You just go, man. You could have just walked out without telling me. You didn't have to stop everything to tell me. You're cool. So I just want to talk to you about my experience over the last couple of months. You have seen some highs and you have seen some real lows. And I think, we all have to understand that's a part of life, real highs and real lows. And I think that our ASD Rocks community probably know the lows a lot more than the average bear. But I wanted to talk about... Sorry, someone's texting me. I'm meeting. Oh, this is another... Sorry, service provider. Okay. So when COVID hit, well, not when COVID hit, when the anti-vax, or not anti-vax, but my body, my choice, or sort of actually the first demonstrations happened, it was supposed to do with the construction industry, and everyone was saying, oh yeah, but it is, oh no, but it isn't, and blah, 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 blah. And I was raised on a scientific foundation. I was raised to understand science and to believe in evolution. I was raised on Darwinian theory and the theory of evolution. And I freaked out. I freaked out because science wasn't getting it right. We saw a cause and effect, or in my view, I saw a cause and effect. When we were in lockdown, we had donut days, right? We had so many donut days. It was amazing. Everybody was listening. They were doing what they were told. We were seeing real results. And then people just, I guess they just got sick of the in and out of it. Someone came from Sydney. We'd had no cases for so long. Someone came in from Sydney, and then someone else came in from an airport, and it all just started again, and nobody wanted to go back into lockdown. That was it. They were lockdown happened, but nobody listened. And then the protests happened, and I couldn't understand why the theory of evolution, or at least Darwin's contribution to the theory of evolution, is that those that survive are the ones who are able to adapt to the situation, to the progression of the world. So, survival of the fittest and adaptation. And people just weren't adapting. They were fighting it. They didn't like the change or whatever it happened to be. And I'm not making a point about that. But I went into lockdown, like shut down, not lockdown. And my core beliefs, my scientific core beliefs, and the values that I had been raised on, the foundations of the way I lived my everyday life were being called into question. And I'm the kind of person where, okay, so if you're not getting results in what you believe in, you have to ask the question, am I wrong? Is it wrong? So maybe there's something to Western medicine. Maybe there's something to, crystals and meditation and all this stuff. And so being who I am, because I'm a lunatic, I went from science to boom, like I didn't just slowly migrate over. I read everything. I did my research on everything about crystals, about numerology, about astrology, about meditation, Zenism, Buddhism. Yeah, I mean, you name it. I started looking for it because I was looking for answers. I was looking for reasons why the people who weren't adapting weren't dying, basically. And how people could, because I'm so community driven, and because I care so much about other people, and I invest so much in other people, and it makes me feel so amazing to invest and bring joy or knowledge or this reciprocal thing. I don't do small talk. Anyone that's ever met me is like, Gemma, yes, I am full on. I don't have time for how's the weather. I want a deep and meaningful conversation that's going to draw out the truth of the heart of someone. And we don't have a lot of time to do that when you meet someone or when you're out and about. Why waste your time on small talk when you can actually have an incredibly deep and meaningful conversation with a complete stranger? Finn, strangers are
friends that you haven't met yet because she tells me a million times.
Strangers are friends you haven't met yet. So, it depends. Not if they turn up in a van and tell you to get in, okay?
When?
So my point is that I don't know, I bought thousands of dollars worth of crystals. I went all gang, and now I've had some really challenging months from about October last year, some of the most challenging months of my life, and that includes the diagnosis of BO, counterintuitive, completely not understanding, but it was literally like a fight for survival, a fight for my survival in this world. And I was either going to let other people impact that or cut those people out of my life. It has been a culling of absolute enormity. And there are people that I love, and I still love. I love my father. I love my mother. There are people that I love that were so toxic, not just in regards to their ideology with vaccination, with COVID or anything like that. It wasn't like that. But, kill two birds with one stone. If you're going to start putting up barriers, if you're going to start saying, this is an abusive relationship, then you have to do that with everyone. You don't just say, well, I'm willing to take your abuse, but I'm not willing to take your abuse. And I'm willing to take your abuse, but not willing. So I really, I reevaluated every relationship in my life and decided that being single was clearly best for me. So what I really wanted to talk about mostly was finding this middle ground, finding this peace that I've found within myself, finding this amazing place. And don't get me wrong, you know, I still have my breakdowns because as I ascend into this higher state of self-love, I feel more, therefore smaller things trigger me. So, you know, little things, you know, like Bo and his feet. I mean, it's not little, but, you know, it really, it distresses me. And I have to say, I have been doing some really serious, amazing meditation. Like there's a particular woman that I follow now on Instagram. By the way, ASD Rocks is on Instagram and we're on YouTube. So like, follow, subscribe, because I'm trying to get those numbers up there so that those people out there can get some of these videos. But yeah, so look for me on Instagram, and I follow this one woman, Sonia is all I remember is her name, and then she's got Sonia something 1111. I'll write it down afterwards. And she does a lot of, you know, she's like super, she's one of the psychics well beyond what I am into. But I have found this incredible middle ground. And whether it's psychosomatic, whether it's pseudoscience, whether it is real, whether I am being spiritually uplifted, whether my, you know, some days I get up and I feel like I need protection, and I'll put this on, and then other days I will feel that I need insight and I will put that on, and you know what, it's a little bit like getting an autism diagnosis. I don't really care what we call it, whether it's you know, crystals, or whether it's, you know, like I said, whether it's psychosomatic or not. If it's working and it's making me feel better, which it is, it really is. I feel like I am glowing from the inside. I had some serious purging to do. I had to work. I had to cut people out of my life to do this. A couple of conversations that I've had with a few of my ASD rockers, and this includes the fathers of a lot of my rockster mums that are causing their children to go into regression, that are causing such intense intense darkness in their lives. And at some stage, you have to balance out the cost of what it's costing you versus what you're getting to, and really make a decision about, you know, can I keep going like this? You know, I've also had to do some deep diving into my childhood, into the traumas of my past, the abuses of my past. You know, there's been a lot like that I've had to really process. Not less than 7 years ago, I was standing in court with about a sexual assault that happened to me. When I was about 12 years old, a man tried to abduct me. You know, there are so many traumas in my life, in my childhood, that I've had to process. And it's just, you know, and cutting the ties to the people who didn't validate those moments. It feels like I've spent more time at police stations in my life than I have really anywhere else. But cutting ties to people who... Now, let me just explain what cutting ties means. I put up boundaries, and I say very clearly, this is my, you have now crossed my line in the sand, okay? Now, should you choose to make a change, should you choose to acknowledge, should you choose to make, if I can see actual change, then I am always open to discussing the situation. Always open to discussing the situation. I'm not going to cut my father off for the rest of his life. I'm just going to allow it to happen when he's ready. Now, if he can't change, which I don't think he can, he's at an age where I don't think that he is capable of seeing the things that have happened over the course of my life. Or maybe he's not in tune enough with, maybe he's not aware enough. With my mother, the same thing. If she shows the want, the desire, the ability to change, shows it, not says it. And this is a massive thing. Again, toxic people in your life, guys. This is not about someone saying, I'll change, because I have heard that so many times. If I had $1 for each time I'd been lied to and with my ignorance believed it, because I wanted to believe in that person, because I desperately wanted to believe that they would choose me in the end, that they would see the error of the ways, and that, so I would accept that lie, even knowing the truth in my heart, even knowing that it was a lie. I wouldn't dispute it until I had evidence. And the truth was, it was a lie every time. So it's very hard to regain trust when that happens. So you can't look at words. You have to look at actions. So I'm talking about family dynamics, I'm talking about lovers, I'm talking about partners, I'm talking about friendships. Some friendships can be very toxic. People who don't understand the journey that you're going through, people who don't understand how it is that why it is that you can't meet them out at the pub at this time or at that time or whatever it happens to be. This is why we have our ASD Rocks family here, because we all get it. We get it. And I'm telling you, we've all got those toxic people in our lives. You have to put down boundaries. Those boundaries, if you put those boundaries down and they keep getting crossed, then you have to put stronger boundaries down. And if they keep getting crossed again, if someone's not getting the message, then you have to put stronger boundaries down. And they're the one forcing your hand with that. Because, for example, I received a text recently. It was a reach out. It was a reach out from someone in my family. They were reaching out to me. I chose not to respond because the timing's not right. It's not right for me yet. I don't feel that we can sit down and have a conversation yet that is going to be valuable to me, because I don't care anymore about anyone else. I really don't. I have reached this incredible place. Now, again, whether this is gang ka-ching, fish slapping, pseudoscience, whether this is completely psychosomatic, placebo or not, I don't care. I feel great. I feel amazing. My kids are freaking amazing. Poundage! Oh, could we do the other one? No, the other one. No. 1, 2, 3.
No.
1, 2, 3. Boom. You go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me. Anyway, all right. So, you know what? As I was saying, I'm, with COVID going absolutely bananas at the moment, which is, exactly what everybody wanted. They didn't want to be in lockdown. They wanted to let it run rampant. So it is awesome. Well done. No, the new toilet paper is rapid test kits. Doesn't matter to me because once again, I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I'm at home working. Kids are at home. If they don't go back to school, which I actually have a feeling that in a couple of weeks, school's not going to start. There's no way. Or within a week or two, there will be no school again. We're going to be homeschooling again. 100%. We almost had this wrapped up. We almost had this done. But there's always going to be those people that just don't want to step in line with, with community values. And okay, that's fine. But this is where we've ended up. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. You know how I am. I embrace homeschooling, love having the kids home. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's a burden. So is freaking school holidays. But I am meditating. Now, what is meditation? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do when I sit in there. You see me sitting.
I walked upstairs and you were sitting there, and I was like,
did I have the rock on my head?
were held.
I was holding two of them. Yeah. I've got all these. So I've got, because I'm scientific based, I've done all my research. Right? Like what crystal does what, and which crystal gets you to your, I don't know, ancestors, blah, blah, blah. I'm obviously taking this incredibly seriously, but I don't care. I'm happy. I am so fulfilled. Yes, I've opened my mind to a whole new way of thinking, but ultimately, I'm still me. Ultimately, I'm still scientific based. Ultimately, what I've done is I've taken the foundation that I've grown up on, that I truly believe in, and I've just built like a little second story. Those little windows, those cute little windows when you see them in the roofs, like an attic roof with a little window. That's what I've built, and in there I've put all this sort of spiritual work, and I have worked my ass off in the spiritual zone, and I have ascended, and I feel, and I've cleansed, and I'm yogaing, and I'm doing all this self-improvement stuff, and I may even get around to doing my RORC soon. But the point is, I'm sleeping. I am eating so well, so healthy, which is a repulsive thought to me. But my tuna salads and I'm just in a really good place. And again, find out, because it could just be that it may have nothing to do with any of these crystals. It may have nothing to do with my new outlook on life. It may be the fact that I no longer have toxic people, sorry, I thought that was a bug, toxic people in my life bringing me down, people who have addictions, people who are almost addicted to making me feel bad. The amount of time, I can't believe how long I could have been happy. How long could you have been happy if you had made a different decision, if you had just, don't regret it. Let's not regret it. Let's just start anew. And I've let go. I mean, not when it comes to the NDIS. There's no such thing as divine timing when it comes to the NDIS. But when I feel it's right, I will know it's right. If I let these people back into my life, then, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 15 times, which has happened. You know what? It's going to be much, much harder to get back into my life. And I've stood up and made the decision that, I'm going to invest in me. And now this investment in me takes nothing. I wake up in the morning, Bo's having his breakfast, and I sit and I meditate. And before I go to bed, I sit and I meditate. And that I never knew what meditation meant. And honestly, it really just means nothing. It means you can listen to a guided tape. I did one for PTSD, which we all know I have very bad PTSD. I did a PTSD one the other day. I fell asleep during it. It must have been a good one. I did one for like a guided meditation. Then there's this breathing one. Then there's this sound healing one. Then there's another time that I just sit there and I literally just talk to myself. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing, but it's working, so who cares? And it feels like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Venom, but it feels like all that black tar that's been in my life, all the people who have been, pulling me down and making me feel bad about being me, when I've given so much of myself, so desperately wanting to be accepted, so desperately wanting to be the good daughter, so desperately wanting to be the perfect partner. So, forget it. I just want to be with me. I'm not looking to date. I'm not looking to find anything, but I'm pretty happy on my own right now. Yes, obviously, Richard, the kid's dad, he's around a lot. He's around here a lot, helping with the kids, but he works during the day, so he comes over, has some dinner. Sometimes he's here during the day. As soon as he finishes work, he likes to come over and see the kids. And it's a beautiful relationship. It is a beautiful friendship. We never went to court. We never did lawyers. We never did custody. We were just two human beings who said, well, we're going to be tied together forever. We both got kids together. So you know what? Let's just make it what it is. And I do truly love him with all of my heart. It's as I do truly love my father, as I do truly love my mother, as I do truly love my sister. I don't know. Anyway, no, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Anyway, so guys, namaste. But yes, so the reason I'm doing this is if you see me with a little sort of thing on here, it's because that is tanzanite and it opens up the third eye chakra. And yes, I am taking on absolutely everything because fuck it. You know what? Why not? Science isn't doing much for me at the moment. I still believe in it. It is still my foundation. I am still the proof is in the eating. I thought this phrase was the proof is in the pudding, but it's not. The proof is in the eating of the pudding. So that's where we're at. And I'm going to start putting up a couple of movie suggestions. I might even see if you guys, I've gotten crazy into a few things because I found the times that I'm having my meltdowns and the times very similar to autistic kids who just can't think of what to do. The times that I'm having my meltdowns are the times that I'm overwhelmed with the amount of things that I have to do. And so if I bring myself back to that neutral, if I do my breathing, if I do my meditation, if I do my yoga, then I'm not thinking about those things. And I think that's what it's more about. I don't let those things creep in, and then I can get up and I can, maybe I can tick like I did the other day. Tick boxes. Yes, tick, 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 tick. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts on this, because it's so completely left field for me. But I am at one with the universe. I'm not. I'm not at all. I hate them all. But I'm at one with me, and that's good enough for now. I love you guys. ASD freaking rocks.